Good morning, everyone. Got your coffee? I got mine. So listen, I'm going to say something controversial today, and you can argue with it all you want to, but it won't be a lie. That's why I won't participate in an argument, because it will not be a lie. Before I get started saying that, though, I want to say thank you so much to Lynetta. Lynetta, thank you so much. And the same thing to Exanthia. Exanthia, thank you so much. You bought diapers for babies on your birthday. Happy birthday, sister. I hope you had a good birthday. I know you said you were getting out in your garden and you were just going to mind your black ass business and you were just going to enjoy your day. I hope you had a great one. Here's to you, sister. I love you. With that being said, I want to talk a little bit about Essence Fest. Black Americans, I don't know why these diaspora wars, they're so nonsensical. And I hate to see that solely for reasons of protection. The same way Black people have had to break off from other people of color because we see the anti-Blackness within those demographics, those communities, as you will. Black people are starting to do the same thing. And it's solely because we are protecting ourselves from other Black people in the diaspora. And as someone who loves Black people, that is saddening to me. It's so saddening. I used to would turn my head from it because I'd be like, we all cousins here. We need to just figure it out. And I still believe that. I do. But I've been more open to hearing what Black people are saying now that I've been paying closer attention. And we are under attack. We have other members of the diaspora saying that we don't have any culture. What do you mean that Black people don't have any culture? Here's where I get to say something controversial. But it shouldn't be controversial because the truth should never be controversial. Black Americans are the most influential in the diaspora. That is just the truth. That is just the truth. That is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It is other black people in the diaspora are trying to come to America to take advantage of all of the resources and labor and work that we have done. And let me tell you, as a Black person, I love to see it because I thought we were all one big happy family. You know what I'm saying? I mean, isn't that what we supposed to be doing? Holding the doors open for other people, other Black people. And if they can come here and make a better life, create a better existence for themselves, like the Haitians, why wouldn't we want to see that? Well, I get it now, because you come here and then you pick up the tools of white supremacy and then you wield them against us. And you are anti-Black to other Black people. And you attack us and you say things like, we don't have any culture. Well, we didn't show up for Essence Fest. And it looks like we were missed. The culture was missed. Sometimes you got to fuck around and find out. Because Black American culture was not there. And people noticed. They noticed when we are not in a room. Black American culture is too influential to be canceled by other members of the diaspora. And y'all need to understand that. That's just the truth of it. That is just the way that it is. White America wouldn't even have a personality if it wasn't for Black America. Literally. I just saw a white man make a TikTok the other day, and he started his TikTok by saying, and I'm going to say this with my whole chest. And white women are walking around with bonnets on talking about sis. And everybody did Kendrick Lamar's dance. White people still trying to figure out how to do that and boots to the ground. You got white girls saying that they chefs, making Black girl macaroni and cheese and potato salad. They won't leave us alone. They always in our faces, being racist, but stealing our ideas and our creativity and our talent, and continuing to use us and absorb our energy in order to make money and make their lives more comfortable. Black culture is the most influential within the diaspora, and that is just the truth. I can watch TikToks of little black kids over in Africa right now doing line dances. Line dances that were invented here. That is Black American culture. Our clothing, our style, our swag, our looks, our mannerism. It gets copied by everyone. Now, there are some things that I can say that are will be a whole lot harsher, but because I love black people, I will digress right now. Okay? I will digress. I could go deeper. Trust me, I could. But I ain't trying to hurt no feelings. You know, the truth already hurts enough. I mean, why bury y'all with it? I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. But maybe don't come to America and be anti-black to other black people who have fought so hard in this nation so that you can come here and that you can take advantage. And by all means, please do so. Just don't shit on us in the process. You ain't got to do that to us. It's unnecessary. We literally have done nothing to you except defend ourselves. And I see why so many black Americans, foundational black Americans, are breaking off from a lot within the diaspora. But don't get me wrong, a lot of y'all cool as fuck. I have no problems with y'all. But it's when y'all throw us that anti-black attitude that the shit starts going downhill fast. Anyway, enough of that. I pay attention to what's going on here in America. But when it doesn't involve black people too much, I keep hands off. I keep hands off, you know. I have a very hands-off approach. But when it comes to my tax dollars and how those are being spent and mismanaged and used to abuse other people, then it may be time for me to, you know, just enter the chat. Alligator Alcatraz. I don't know how true that is, but they said it took 8 days to build that. Took 8 days to build what is a concentration camp. That's a concentration camp. Make no mistake about it. That is a whole concentration camp. And I was looking, I said, well, why did they call it Alligator Alcatraz? I was like, is it because is it in Florida? And I was like, and come to find out, the reason why they named it Alligator Alcatraz is because it's surrounded by alligator infested waters. So that if detainees try to escape, that's sick. That's some sick, twisted shit. Okay? Now they're saying that detainees are starting to come up missing. I don't know how true that is, but that's what we're hearing. You know, these people who are rounding up these detainees, they have no identification, no warrants. We don't know who they are. And as a result, anybody can put on a mask, and they are. And there are women who have reported being raped by men, masked men, who claim to be ICE agents. America is starting to look real German right now. Real old school German right now. Rounding up detainees, taking them off in unmarked cars, masked men. Women don't know whether this is an actual ICE agent or it's not an ICE agent, and they're going with these people and they're being sexually assaulted. The Haitians are fighting back, and I get it. They went over in the Haitian community, and the Haitians beat their ass and sent them on their way, and I get it, because look at what's going on in Haiti. And a lot of those people would rather just die fighting here than to go back there to those conditions. Yet the Haitians, because they are black people, because they're black, because here in America, we all black. They don't care what kind of black you are. They don't care what kind of, where your black hail from. Y'all keep that in mind. When you black here in America, you're black. That's why you might as well be in community with your people and stop with these stupid diaspora wars, because they will not serve you. The only thing that will serve you is unity within your people, with the diaspora unifying. That's the only thing that's going to serve you. And mind you, I'm not talking about those of you all who are actually in community with other black people and love other black people, no matter where you come from. I'm talking about you that come over here, take advantage of everything that that Americans have fought for you, and then you shit on Americans. You are the ones that I am talking about. And apparently there are quite a few of you. Y'all who I'm talking about. Just so that I'm clear. We're clear. Really, until foundational black Americans get attacked in this way, I really, like I said, I just have a hands-off approach. Because so many people who are being harmed by this administration voted for this. So many of them voted. Your own people voted for this. And it's tragic to see. I don't, unlike a lot of people, I don't celebrate seeing what's happening to the Latinos and the Hispanics. I don't. I see what they're doing over in their own country right now, over in Mexico, to the gringos. And I just got my popcorn sitting back, watching and laughing. Because, get them out your country. I said that was going to happen. Those of you all who have been following me for a little bit, I did this math a long time ago. It was one of the reasons why I was not comfortable with my husband and I settling over in Mexico. Because I said, and it was so many black people, I get it, who go to Mexico, who live over in Mexico, were trying to make that sound better to me, but it didn't. And again, I know I'm going to offend some people because that's what the truth does. But when you put US dollars up against Mexican pesos, you're going to price those people out of their way of life. It's no way around that. You can say, I'm contributing to the economy. You can lie to yourself and say, I'm making things, my US dollars are making things better for those over there. I'm bringing my dollars over there. I'm contributing and helping the community. You can tell yourself all those lies, and those were lies that I really didn't call a lot of people in my life out on, in my real life on. I would just kind of remain quiet because I can see you. How did you not think that the rent and housing and all of that stuff was going to get more expensive for those people and they couldn't afford it? And honestly, who should have really known better? It should have been black people, because we have experienced the most gentrification in this nation. And we know what gentrification looks like. We know what it looks like when people who have more money go into areas where people who don't have as much money, and we know what happens. Everything goes up. And now these white people who are looking for a cheaper way, who have effectively ruined this nation, looking for a cheaper way of life because they done made this shit so expensive that not even they can comfortably afford it anymore. Because let's face it, the middle class is disappearing rapidly. And economists said this 50 years ago, that if we stay on this course, the middle class will disappear. Now you got all these corrupt Republicans, and all they care about is money, 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 money. And now here we are. You got the haves and the have-nots. And those that's got enough money to go over and relocate in Mexico and live a nice life, going over there telling these people that they can't play their music in their restaurants or on their beaches, gentrifying, colonizing. And the Mexicans finally stood up and said, you know what, we had enough. Y'all got to get the fuck up out of here. I've been said that. That's the only way to go. You're going to have to get violent with them. You're going to have to get violent with them because they will come over there. If you're watching me and you're over in Mexico, it's just the truth. They're going to come over there and they're going to fucking take over. And you're not even going to be able to afford to live in your own fucking country. That's what they do. They do it everywhere they go. They're doing it over in Jamaica. They did it to Puerto Rico. They did it to Africa. This is what they do. When they fuck up one place, they move to another place, and then they fuck that up too. This is what these people do. Steal, kill, destroy. That's all they know how to do. That's all they know how to do. So yeah, get violent. Get them up out of your country. I don't blame you there. But in the meantime, back over here, look at what our tax dollars are being used for. They built that facility in 8 days. But we got all these homeless running around here in America that they can't house and they can't feed. They defunded all of these social programs so that they can be Germany. One day after we are dead and gone, y'all, they will write books about this moment in history. There are crimes being committed against people that they will go after in their old age, like they did a lot of those Nazi soldiers. Trust me. People will tell these stories of what America did to them the same way the Japanese did during the war. America, right before our very eyes, and with just one bad vote, I bet you understand how important it is to vote now. And if you don't understand how important it is to vote now, you are literally lying to yourself if you feel like this was going to happen anyway. If this was going to happen under Harris, you are literally delusional. You are lying to yourself. And I will go as far as to say you one of the stupidest people walking around if you thought that all of this will be happening under Harris. You're lying. You're making yourself feel better about not participating in the process or not voting the right way. None of this will be happening under Harris. None of it. The one thing about foundational Black Americans is that a lot of us have not been able to take advantage of what America offers because we have not had the money or the complexion for protection. I've not been able to take advantage of too much that America has to offer. Not a whole lot. Black people, if we don't know anything else, we know the struggle. And that's why what's going on is not affecting us to the degree in which it's affecting everyone else who's not used to living the way that we have been forced to live in this nation and for so long. Look at what's going on in Texas right now. And look at who that state voted for. And look at what's ongoing in North Carolina right now. Look at who that state voted for. And look at what's going on in Florida. And look at who that state voted for. You know, when you go around, walking around thinking that you are the chosen because you have lived an existence of both entitlement and privilege. And when that no longer matters anymore, you just like the rest of us. Get used to not mattering to America anymore, because here we all are. In the meantime, in between time, I don't know what else to say about what we're watching happen to this nation. It's truly scary to see how America is treating people right now in this moment. We are living through a dangerous time in history. And I don't know what to say about what I'm seeing, other than I hope we make it through. That's all that I have for today. I know I was rambling, but it's all relative. In the meantime, in between time, if you would like to donate to the platform, I would appreciate it. I'll leave my Cash App and Venmo down in the comments. Same thing, if you'd like to buy me a cup of coffee, I'll leave my Cash App, my Venmo down in the comments. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me this morning. Remember, don't make anybody's day or their moment worse. It's enough going on. And remember, try to remember that when people are not right, what's going on in America is affecting people on a deep and profound level. And that's what people are reacting to. And where you can give grace, give it. I'm not saying accept disrespect, but I'm saying if you don't have to make it worse, don't do it. Try to make it better. Just be a decent human being today, especially where your own people are concerned, no matter where they come from. Y'all have a good day.